You are sad, strange little man. Yeah, well, good riddance, Jaloni. Toy Story, the original, the very first, and so far, the best Pixar film. Guys, guys, I have been dying to talk about Toy Story for the longest, ever since I started my channel back in 2013. Toy Story has been one of those movies where I always wanted to talk about, and since Toy Story 4 is on the horizon, coming out this week, I thought it is the perfect time to talk about one of my favorite movies of all time and one of my favorite animated movies of all time, the original Toy Story. And I also love talking about older movies leading up to the latest one in the franchise. I did that with Harry Potter, I did that with Spider-Man, I did that with Finding Nemo and Incredibles, two of my other favorite Pixar movies leading up to their sequels. And of course, I had to do that with the Toy Story films, which was then called the Toy Story trilogy, now the quadrilogy. And let's get started. We'll talk about the original Toy Story. Honestly, even though Toy Story is a movie I always want to talk about on my channel, what has been said about Toy Story that has never been said before on any channel that reviewed this movie? This movie was groundbreaking at the time in 1995. There was no other animated movie that wasn't 2D animation. This was the first ever 3D animated, computer animated CGI animated movie ever to be released in theaters. This was groundbreaking at the time. This was revolutionary at the time. We never seen a movie like Toy Story where we have 3D animated films that led on to have other 3D animated movies like Shrek and How to Train Your Dragon movies later on. Of course, DreamWorks had their CGI animated movies, of course, but we're not going to talk about those. We're talking about Toy Story and how Pixar changed the game for both Disney and cinema, and how we view movies, and how, like, not only Toy Story can be a movie that, of course, kids can enjoy, because I watched this movie all the time as a kid. This is also could be a movie that adults can love as well, and can take from, because this movie have a lot of life lessons in this film. I mean, of course, the plot is about Woody, Andy's favorite toy, until Andy's birthday, until he gets a new toy, Buzz Lightyear, this new cool Space Ranger action figure. And then Woody gets a little envious. He starts to get jealous of Buzz because he's not getting the treatment of Andy's favorite toy anymore, since Andy now has Buzz Lightyear. And these two have a rivalry, and these two end up becoming, of course, best friends along the road after this movie. And in this first Toy Story movie, Woody, of course, played by the great Tom Hanks as well. Of course, like, he is a cowboy doll who has a pull string, who only says a couple of words, and of course, like, everybody starts to make fun of him, how, like, he's old-fashioned compared to Buzz Lightyear, and that kind of grew a little hatred against Buzz, and how, like, he's more high-tech, he's more cool, he has all these special things on him, he has wings and stuff. It really, like, has a theme of jealousy, and how, like, he feels like Andy completely forgot about him, and how he's not Andy's favorite toy anymore, and how, like, that kind of grew his hatred towards Buzz Lightyear, who is just the new toy. Just like how when you get a new toy, or you have a new sibling, how now the older siblings start to envy or get jealous of the younger sibling, how that sibling is getting the special treatment or whatever, and you're not getting that same treatment that you had before that new sibling or toy had. And I really dug that theme in this movie, and it really has a great message on how, like, just because somebody is new or just because somebody's getting a new attention doesn't mean that that person doesn't love you anymore. It's just the fact that there's this new person that's in our life now, and we want to get that same attention to that new person that you had before. And that's what I got from this movie, because this movie has a lot of great messages of friendship and depression, which I will get into soon, because the depression theme in this movie is actually my favorite part in this movie, which I will get into very, very soon. And what really makes Toy Story very great and memorable is its colorful and just memorable characters. Of course, Woody. Of course, Buzz Lightyear, played by Tim Allen. Of course, these two have fantastic chemistry, even though those are two guys in a recording booth playing toys, boys and toys. They have fantastic chemistry, and of course, you have Ham. Of course, you have Mr. Potato Head, you have Rex, you have Slinky, you have Bo Peep, and of course, the cute space aliens That class. God, I love the space aliens. They are like one of my favorite things about these Toy Story movies. They're so fun, so cute, so adorable. This movie have so many great and memorable stuff about this movie that it really impacted pop culture and impacted cinema in so many ways. Like it really did. Let's talk about Sid in this movie. Sid is very sick in the head. I'll say that. Rewatching this movie, I just realized how much of a crazy, like, sadistic, cruel, and malicious kid this dude is. And I'm just like, and how he treats his toys, how he tortures them, how he puts one toy along with another toy, and how like he creates like these weird, creepy looking toys where Buzz and Woody encounter in his house when he accidentally gets them from the claw machine from Pizza Planet. It's really like this dude has a lot of like mental problems, honestly. Like, really enough, this dude is the opposite of Andy, Woody, and Buzz, and the rest of the toys of Andy's house owner. How like Andy is more of this easygoing, warm-hearted kid, while Sid is just the polar opposite of that. And I also love how you definitely see like the difference between living with Sid and living with Andy, and how like they treat their toys, and how like Woody and Buzz, how they fit in both environments. How like over at Andy's house, it's peaceful, it's welcoming, while over Sid's house, it's total hell. It really is. And this kid, like I said, I will say this too, like his dog is even worse than him, honestly. Even his dog tortures the toys. Like, even that saying alone how much this kid is crazy. I know some people are going to complain about how the animation doesn't really hold up and stuff, and the reason why I'm not complaining about the animation in this movie, simply because like this was the very first CGI animated movie, and to complain about the animation in this movie is really unfair, because you can definitely see how if you watch this movie and if you watch like say like I don't know like How to Train Your Dragon 3 The Hidden World, you can definitely see how CGI animation has come a long way since 1995 when this movie came out. And you can definitely like see like how this movie was a huge achievement in that, and how like we definitely view animation movies the way we do now. Like, because right now we get a whole bunch of CGI animation movies now. Because barely, just barely, like once in a blue moon, we get a 2D animated movie. Just like how I say, like kids can enjoy this movie, adults can definitely enjoy this movie as well. Because there are a lot of adult jokes in this movie. Because when Woody was talking to Buzz and how like he's like going back and forth, how Buzz is a toy, not a space ranger, and when Woody says the word I'm looking for, I can't say it because it's preschool toys around here. Pointed to Mr. Potato Head, and Mr. Potato Head said, "Getting tiny cats, are ya?" Or like how Woody calls Buzz Lightyear Buzz Lightbeer, because you know Buzz Lightyear like beer, like to drink beer. Yeah, my jokes are bad. Sorry. Or how like Slinky is defending Woody, and like Mr. Potato Head grabs his mouth, pulls his mouth out to kiss his butt, pretty much calling Slinky a kiss ass to Woody. How Slinky kisses Woody's ass all the time. Oh boy, there's a whole bunch of like adult innuendos in this movie that is hilarious. Just as a kid, like those jokes just completely went over my head. It just amazes me how watching it now, like I get to catch on a lot of the adult jokes in this movie. And as I said before, this movie also has the theme of depression, and that scene where I talk about is when Buzz watching the commercials of the Buzz Lightyear action figure, and then Buzz actually snapped out of it to where like he's not really a space ranger. He is actually a toy. Then Buzz goes through a deep depression. And of course, the Ryan Newman song plays in the background, and he's trying to fly out the window, but then of course like he crash lands down, he breaks his left arm, and he realizes that he's a toy, and Woody was right all along. And how like he's talking down on himself, and how like he's just a toy, and then Woody actually encourages him like he's not just a toy, he is Andy's toy, he's a cool toy. And that scene where Woody encourages Buzz, that scene was the start of their friendship. That scene is where I'm like, yup, the friendship of Woody and Buzz began right there. See, so many beautiful moments in Toy Story. It's not just some kiddie animated movie about talking toys coming to life and stuff. And of course, like there's cute characters, of course, Infinity and Beyond. It's more to it than that. This movie has layers. It has depth to it, and it really has a heart. And it's more adult than most animated movies nowadays. And that's one of the greatest things about Toy Story. And like I said, guys, what is more to say about Toy Story other than that it's one of the greatest animated movies of all time, if not the greatest, along with The Lion King and Beauty and the Beast and How to Train Your Dragon 1, 2, and 3 and Shrek 1 and 2. It's one of the greatest. It's one of the greatest, and it's definitely changed the game for animated movies in cinema. Even though this seems obvious, but Toy Story gets an A plus. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward for my review of Toy Story 2 coming tomorrow. Guys, thank you so much for watching my videos and subscribing. And of course, let me know what you think of Toy Story in the comment section down below. Because if you've never seen Toy Story, I don't know why you're watching movies, honestly. But anyways, guys, if you're new to my channel and if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. And you got a friend in me.